Hey YouTube family, this is Mika Coleman with Tax Deed and Overage, where I teach smart earners how to leverage overlooked opportunities in a real estate niche that does not require cash, credit, or banks. So I'm going to get right into it. Most traditional investors leverage banks, other people's money, and at the end of the day, they're using traditional routes to acquire real estate. Now, I've been to like 3 networking events this week, and I'm just still so amazed by when people think about real estate investing, they automatically think about acquisition through leverage of an FHA loan, a hard money loan, having a job to get financing. And so today I want to talk about the difference between traditional investing and what I do here at Leverage. Now it's going to be different, and so I want you to stay with me because a lot of times people lose focus, because one of the things I realized in my 20 years of investing is that a lot of times people are so focused on what is the end game, like what is in right now. I'll never forget when I first started investing, I took this short sale class, and nobody knew about short sales. But when the market crashed, then everybody wanted to be an expert of short sales. It was like I was being educated before my time. And so this channel is about to educate you for some of those that probably are new beginners to real estate or novice to real estate investors. I mean, I've talked to people that have hedge funds, people that, get capital, commercial. It's just never seems to amaze me how a lot of investors still continue to leverage like banks as a way of investing in real estate. So today I want to talk about 2 different things. One, my leading is excess proceeds, where you requires no cash, no capital, no banks. And I like to start with overages because I feel like it's always an infinite return. I always say if you're a beginner and you're new to real estate, I believe that this is like the best way to get into real estate, because when I got into real estate, I was literally leveraging my mother's retirement funds, my credit, my cash, my 401k. I really didn't have no 401k because I never really had a job, but the little that I had, I was leveraging all my personal assets to acquire real estate. And when 2008 and 2009 hit, and I literally lost everything and lost my dream of retiring at 40, I told myself that, like, if I ever invest in real estate, or I always knew I was going to be in real estate because it's my passion. Like, it's just crazy how I could stay up all night, like just looking at properties and looking at different opportunities. So I knew I wanted to be in real estate, but I knew I didn't want the stress and the strain of, acquiring properties and having mortgages over my head. Because I don't know if anybody felt the pain that I felt in 2008, 2009, because unfortunately I had all my eggs in one basket. I was a realtor, I did loans, and I was investing. And so I had all these properties, but none of my loans were moving. I couldn't sell a property. Mortgages came to a screeching halt. So guess what happened to my income? It came a screeching halt, but my bills was coming every 30 days. You feel me? So it was like, what do I do? And that leads me to this channel about how I invest now. And it's a little bit outside of the norm, because how I invest, I only have one property that has a mortgage, and it's very low, but all my properties are mortgage free. And I say this because for me, thank God I was young enough to rebuild, but for me, I was like, man, if I ever could own property again, or build a portfolio, I don't want to have the strain of having to figure out how I'm going to pay all these mortgages, or just have affect my personal credit, because my credit did take like a deep dive because I started being late and things weren't selling as fast as they should. And so I did have to have a come home to Jesus talk with myself, because I was like, okay, how can I do this? Like, how can I, start to build wealth again? Because I knew that with real estate, I I mean, I still don't even know a job. Every time, like, sometimes things get hard and I'm like, okay, maybe I should just, go work. Because, entrepreneurship is not easy. Okay, it's a muscle that you are constantly rebuilding. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes it's hard. I mean, I've made several mistakes. I've wasted a lot of money. And so one of the things that I learned in real estate was, like, I was thinking in my head, like, okay, how can I acquire property the non-traditional way? So I'm gonna get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is excess proceeds, where I believe every beginner should start here. Why? Because as a beginner, or I wouldn't say beginner, I like to deal with more intermediate, because you've had some bumps and bruises, so you know a little bit about real estate to understand the processes behind excess proceeds. And for those that are new to my channel, excess proceeds are like if a property goes to the auction and that person owed $50,000 to the bank, and it sells at the auction for $100,000. There's $50,000 left over, and there are people like you and I that can let the owner know that they have that $50,000 to them. So I always say excess proceeds is like one of the best ways you could start in real estate, because guess what? You're not using your personal credit. You're not using a bank. You're not using any of your cash. You're leveraging your knowledge and your time. And by far, is like, it's the best stress-free investment that I've done over my last 20 years. I mean, I'm just so grateful. I was just telling someone, I'm already at 6 figures and we're in February. I did a lot of planting and a lot of seeds in November and December while everybody was shopping. So I say that all to say that a lot of times in traditional and real estate investing, you still got to kind of keep a job or have some type of income to pay for those traditional assets. Whereas in excess proceeds, you don't need any of that. You don't need to have something on the side to maintain something that you buy. So stay with me, because you're like, okay, well, where does the properties come in? So I always say you're going to leverage this overlooked opportunity of excess proceeds. It's really easy to make 6 figures. I always tell people, give yourself 90 days. 90 days is because you got a learning curve. You have to, know the county. I do have a mastermind where I lay everything out for you, but just say you try to do this on your own, you're gonna have some time that you have to learn the process, and then you're waiting on government agencies. So I always tell people, if someone's telling you that they guarantee you like money in a certain amount of time, that's just not true. So stick with me. So let's just say hypothetically you get your first overage check, and it could be like $30,000 to $40,000. You could then now take that to a tax deed auction and buy a property. I bought my first tax deed property for $12,000. It was a triplex. I still have it, and that is one of my retirement babies. I had renters in there, and now I don't have renters in there. And guess what? I don't even care. Now I'm just using it as a negative tax strategy, because I just don't feel like fixing it up, because you guys don't know, trash, tenants, and toilets, it becomes overwhelming. I think a lot of times people don't talk about the downside of investing. But I say this all to say that through my excess proceed checks, I was able to buy something cash with no credit. So if you understand what I'm talking about here, I'm talking about infinite returns. It cost me $11.90 to file some paperwork and send it to the county to collect a $50,000 check. I then took that $50,000 check and went and brought a triplex for $12,000 cash. Now, did it require me to fix it up and make some adjustments to that property? Absolutely. But one thing I learned in my little life of investing and experience is, one thing I don't ever want to have looming over my head is a mortgage I have to pay every month. And so I say this all to say that a lot of times when people are saying they want to get in real estate investing, automatically people think that they need, this boatload of money. I mean, it's amazing how many opportunities are out there, you guys. Like I tell people, when I first started teaching about tax deed investments, I was like, you could do that with any budget. Now, of course, I got a triplex for $12,000. So I feel like that was a still of a deal. Now, I did have to put a new roof. I had to put windows. But guess what? I still had peace of mind for not having to carry a mortgage while I fixed it. I took my time with it because guess what? I didn't have anything luring over my head. And yeah, it took me a while to fix it up. But guess what? While I was taking time to fix it up, that I already had equity in the property. I mean, that property, I have people call me every day, all day for this property. But guess what? It's one of my, I call one of my retirement bucket babies, because that's going to generate me income when I take the time to actually put new renters in there. One of the other things I want to talk about is appreciation and acquisition. Like when you are an investor, you're hoping for appreciation. Whereas in tax deeds, you're pretty much guaranteed a positive cash flow if you purchase it right, which is acquisition, right? You buy at a discount first, whereas most traditional real estate investing, you're either buying it at retail or maybe 10 or 20% below the market, but you're not buying it at a huge discount. And so the goal of this video is to change your mindset about investing in real estate. Like, I know a lot of people say, you look too young to have, had 20 years experience. Well, right out of college, my mom, even though she paid for my entire college, she took me to a 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞𝐿 conference, and she was like, you should do this. And I made my first deal and made $80,000 right out of college. And I told myself that I would never go back to, working a job. Well, actually, I was working a job, but I quit at lunchtime. I don't know if anybody feels me, like if you ever been on a job and you're like, this is just not for me. And when I got my first deal, it took me 3 months, but I was like, there's no way I could make this type of money in 3 months working on a job. And so I did, like I said, I made mistakes. I was taught the traditional route. Like, I leveraged my mom's retirement. I leveraged her 401k to acquire properties and then flip them. And this by far is one of the best, because guess what? I no longer have to leverage anybody's money. I don't have to leverage my credit, and I don't have the stress of having a mortgage I have to pay each month on an investment property. So if you're interested in knowing more about excess proceeds, click on my playlist. For excess proceeds, I go in more detail, and I also have videos on tax deeds. I probably need to do a little bit more on that, but I don't talk about this a lot. But a lot of times, tax deeds, it is an auction. So sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. I moved to Texas, for those that don't know me, from California, and I feel like still Texas is one of the best places where you could go directly into the county and buy properties for a little bit of nothing. They are far and few between, but they are out there. Florida has a massive amount. Like, I really want to go and spend like 2 months down there. But I just want to say that if you have, and I'm not lying, you guys, probably, there is a video. If you have like $10,000, I guarantee you could find a state in the county and purchase like 3 properties for 10 grand. And guess what? You can have 3 properties mortgage free. Now, they may need some fixing up, but guess what? You could get a tax write-off, and you're automatically walking into equity and viable markets. So I hope this video helps you think about real estate in a different way of investing, as opposed to the traditional route where you're leveraging your bank and your personal credit to just leveraging your time and your knowledge. I hope this video helps. And if you have any questions or comments, please drop them down in the chat, and happy investing, you guys.